Witam, z tej strony Phoenix Dave i zapraszam do oglądania kolejnego odcinka z Enderal w 2022 roku. No i dobra, ruszamy. W poprzednim odcinku rozpoczęliśmy sobie wątek poboczny z Rhalatą i z tą, tak powiem, gildią podziemną, która trzęsie podziemiami. No i teraz zwiedzamy sobie kryptę pewną, która znajduje się w podziemiach właśnie, pod mieście. Tutaj nic takiego wartościowego, Bóg wie, jak nie znajdziemy raczej. Tą lokację można o wiele wcześniej już odwiedzić, ale badać trzeba. Nawet na najtrudniejszym poziomie trudności, na najwyższym poziomie trudności, padają na jednego strzała, więc mamy punktów wspomnień 0 do poziomu, brakuje nam 6000 doświadczenia, że tutaj to zdobędziemy, jeden poziom. Nie, cienka ta siekiera. Tą skrzynka na poziomie adepta. Sprawdźmy ją. Nie, trochę pieniążków wczytujemy. Mi się wydaje, że właśnie w końcowej sali tej krypty znajdziemy chyba jakąś silniejszą postać, chociaż nie jestem pewny. Coś mi się tak kojarzy. Pewnie zostawi nam jakiś przedmiot z zestawu. Jakiś zaklęty przedmiot. Magiczny. O, jest! Na jednego strzała. Okej. Tak. Selnas Fist, Circle, TDD. O. Ale to chyba nie jest ta ostatnia lokacja, chyba że ja kojarzę te inne pomieszczenie, w które się natkniemy. Tą książkę mamy raczej. Kurde, 20 doświadczenia to najsłabsze szczurki. Ej, ale HP sporo mi zabrał tym strzałem. Czyli może mają mało HP i padają po jednym strzale, ale damage'a potrafią zadać. Weźmy sobie zmniejszenie rączki. Słychać w tle jakąś aparycję. Zawodzenie wzdychające. Aparycję, którą można złapać i później sobie przyzywać, mając rozwinięte drzewo fazmalisty. Wytrychów 94, więc nie ma co się martwić, że zabraknie. A muzyczka się popsuła. No nie, chyba jednak tutaj poziomu nie zdobędziemy. Nam tutaj po 50 doświadczenia dają. Telekinezę mamy dodaną? Chodźmy. Jest. A tam chyba nie byłem. Byłem. Uźwa, tu jest pewna lokacja właśnie, którą chcę znaleźć. Barrack Quarters. Chyba, że to nie tu. Nie w tych kryptach. Sporo życia mi zabierałem, naprawdę. Raz załatwieni. Tak, a propos, sprawdźmy Divine Shield. Protection from Magic 4. To zwiększenie życia. No 5, no dobrze, no to jest git. Protection from Magic. Blessing of Life. Divine Shield. Dobra. I jak nam wyłączy się te Blessing of Life, chyba nie zeruje się życie, nie? Raczej nie. Maksymalne życie spada, mi się wydaje. A aktualne pozostaje. Czyli mamy więcej życia niż normalnie, maksymalnie, no to po prostu mamy na maksa, wiadomo. Blessing of Life 2. Nie wiem, czy tą książkę mamy, weźmy ją. No tu byliśmy. Nie byliśmy chyba tam na końcu w prawo, tak? No, tu chyba nie byli. O, jest. Właśnie o tą lokację mi chodziło. Właśnie o to miejsce mi tu chodziło. Dobra, mamy zestawik. Oak mana of mana deprivation. Nie, wczytujemy. Teleport to a strange place. Message. Dobra, czyli jak ktoś niepożądany się tam teleportuje tym scrollem w dziwne miejsce, do dziwnego miejsca, zostanie przywitany przez jakichś strażników albo coś w tym rodzaju, albo pułapki. Taka była wiadomość. Klucz donikąd trzeba mieć. Dobra, wiecie co można naładować w sumie? Kostur Irlandy. Tymi właśnie zaklętymi klejnotami duszy. Z duszą w środku można zwiększać ładunki broni zaklętych. A tu jakiś budżek. Dobra, czyli tu byliśmy. Dobra, teleportujemy się do tego dziwnego miejsca. Quick save. Dobra, czyli mamy tutaj właśnie firebole. Są firebole. Tutaj, naciskamy. Dobra. Strażnicy załatwieni, co to mamy? Pieniążków, ambrozję, masywna skrzynia, w której są wytrychy, malachit, rol paraliżu, parę części, księgi do sprzedania, to no nic nadzwyczajnego. Gdzie jesteśmy? Jesteśmy w górach, na południu mniej więcej. Kurde, ten Enderal mała jest dość, nie? Szkoda, że nie jest większe. Te najcięższe lokacje to już mamy zbadane. Dobra, udajmy się do Arki. I idziemy pogadać z Tharaelem. Mamy kontynuować wątek Rhalaty. A, to może odłożę niepotrzebne rzeczy. Okazji. Spectral chest się nauczmy. Sprawdźmy, jak to w ogóle działa. A to można pozostawiać w sumie. Lachit ors per parcy. Dobra. Naucz właśnie ten spectral chest. Zobaczmy, jak to funkcjonuje. Aha, to tak działa, dobra. 92 kilo tylko można załadować. No dobra. A w ten sposób można otwierać, no. Może się przydać gdzieś w kości, dobra. Kupców nie ma, aha, idziemy do areny.
Can I help you?
There you are. Ready?
What's the story behind the tree?
Tree. Oh, yeah, sure. The people down here call it the Weeping Tree. They believe that the Black Guardian, once a year, fulfills one of the wishes they write onto these notes. Superstitious nonsense, of course. They might as well send their wishes to the Blue Island Coalition.
I see.
Either way, ready to set out?
Ready, what's the plan?
First, a question. Have you ever heard of the Night of the Blind Daughters?
No?
A massacre that took place 20 years ago. It was at the farmer's coast, around midsummer. The farmers had just put out the lights after a long day's work. Suddenly, shrouded figures showed up out of nowhere, with steel masks covering their faces. They broke into the houses and killed anybody who dared to stand in their way. While they merely wreaked havoc on most of the farms, any family with a daughter between 12 and 16 winters was less lucky. All in all, these masked people took 10 daughters that night and carried them away. They were found 1 week later. They lay on the Penny Road, mutilated with their eyes sewn shut. 1 girl each mile.
But why?
To this very day, no one knows. However, there are theories. Do the names the Black Lieber and J.L. Tannerson ring a bell? The Butcher of Ark.
Tannerson? Wasn't he some kind of serial killer who took his own life?
Yes. Thing is, in this book he left behind, Tannerson claims to have been part of a cult called the Black Lieber. Even nowadays, there are still scholars that deny its existence. But according to Tannerson, they see themselves as some kind of counterbalancing power. They make sure that malice and sin, they don't gain the upper hand in this world, and that the scales of good and evil thus stay in balance.
That's why they murdered those girls? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, this is where it gets bizarre. Normally, the Libra only kills people who have already sinned. Tyrants, rapists, murderers, and so on. Which is also why the attack on the farmer's coast didn't make any sense, and still doesn't for most people today. However, the father has a theory.
So he's an expert on the Black Libra too?
Well, he does have an avid interest in them. Let's put it this way. He has dug up every little bit of information that there is. But we'll come to that later.
What's his theory then? Why did the Black Libra murder those girls?
According to the father, the Black Libra chooses their sinners through the dreams of some kind of holy child. The dreams are interpreted by the Libra's priests who extract the names and faces of evildoers from them. However, the child doesn't just see people who have already sinned. She also sees evil in its inception. Thus, the Libra might decide to kill a boy before he becomes a tyrant, or a girl before she gives birth to a murderer. I know, it sounds insane, but that's what it is. But apparently the Libra fully believes in this principle. The child is omniscient.
Normalnie tutaj motyw jest jak z raportu mniejszości z tym. Z Tomem Cruise'em, nie? Jak ktoś oglądał, to wie, o co chodzi. I see. And just how does this relate to the Rhalatą?
Simple. The father believes that the Black Libra knows the secret to transcendence. This is why he's been studying Tennyson's books like a madman. Especially one in particular, in which he describes the initiation ritual he underwent to become one of their assassins. And I also think that this temple in the Frostcliff Mountains is somehow related to the Libra. Long story short, apparently the pages of Tennyson's original manuscript describing the initiation ritual in detail were forcefully torn out, and the father wants to find them.
And you want me to find them, right?
Right. And I happen to know the only person who might be able to tell us their whereabouts. A man named Carlian.
Carlian from... Dobra, i tak nie czytaliśmy, nie udawajmy, że wiemy. Who's that?
He was also an assassin of the Libra, and Tennyson's mentor. In other words, an unscrupulous piece of shit that did nothing but murder people for decades, guilty, the innocent alike. According to the father, he was also the one who orchestrated the Night of the Blind Daughters. However, that massacre seems to have been too much even for his rotten conscience to bear, because he left the Libra shortly thereafter. He took on a new identity. He's been living as a beggar in the Undercity ever since. I saw him once. It's no wonder that nobody knows what kind of monster he is. He's gone completely insane. Drinks away every penny he gets his hands on.
I see, so you want me to find this Carlian and get him to tell me the whereabouts of the lost pages?
Exactly. If we bring them to the First Seer and I tell him how I couldn't have done it without you, he might consider hiring you for the expedition. That's the plan. Not the best one, certainly, but all we're getting.
Alright, where do we find Carlian?
He currently lives in the communes. That is, if he isn't in some whore's bed in the Silver Cloud right now or getting hammered in the False Dark. I'll let you do the talking. It's unlikely that the First Seer will find out, but the more you actually help me on this mission, the more convincing our little story will be. And one more thing. Don't go easy on that scum. He might seem harmless now, but remember what he's done. And remember that those 10 mutilated girls on the Penny Road are just one more page in this man's book of sins.
Dobra, to już nie twoja sprawa, co ja z kim to nawet zrobić. Jej. My teraz... A, mamy za nim iść. A prowadzi nas, czy co? I co? Follow Tharaelem, dobra. Dobra, już jesteśmy... Aha, to jeszcze nie tu. Czyli szukamy aktualnie żebraka, kiedyś seryjnego zabójcę na usługach Czarnej Libry, grupy zabójców.
All right, son child.
A kuźwa.
Stop right there. Hand over your money, and we might let you live. Play the hero, and well, you fill in the blanks.
I'm going to count to 3. If you're not gone by then, you will be picking up your teeth from the dust.
but
Logan, don't. This is a bad
O,
idea.
poszli po rozsądek rozumu.
We'll find another way. Come on.
No dobra, niech spadają. Chcieli nas obrabować. Tak w ogóle mi się ostatnio dopiero skojarzyło tam w którychś odcinkach. Nie wiem których, bo ja nie nagrywam po kolei, tylko nagram parę odcinków i dopiero później wrzucam. Kilka odcinków temu mówiłem o tym, że Enderal nie jest skończoną grą. Jest parę wątków niedokończonych właśnie.
30 per sheet, and not one penny less.
Szkoda, że nie rozbudowują jej, nie aktualizują, bo naprawdę fajna gra.
May your path open.
Well, look at that. Our friend has a visitor. Get out of here.
What?
I said, get out of here. We need 10 minutes. Afterwards, you can fuck as many men as you want.
Of course, my lord. At once.
Alian,
Interesting.
nachlany, zaszczany. No.
Never mind.
Why interesting?
Look at him.
No, owczany jak szczur.
A miracle he could even get it up.
Do you want me to wake him?
I sure as fuck don't want you to cuddle with him. And again, never forget what this man did. He may look pathetic, but that doesn't change the fact that he orchestrated the murder of 10 girls. Innocent girls.
Dobra, mi tu przypomina, żebym pamiętał, co on kiedyś zrobił, kuźwa, no ludzie popełniają błędy. O kuźwa, ukradłem? Bez sensu, czemu w tym miejscu w ogóle się kradnie? Dobra, nieważne, wstawaj. Nailak teraz się nazywa. Od tyłu Kalian.
Nylok is tired. Nylok needs sleep.
Somebody looking for information.
Information? You remind him of Kalian when he still lived. So much anger in you, so much hatred. Kalian knew this feeling too well. This anger, this cold, rotten wrath. And then the dream came and showed him his calling. But he was so blind, he didn't see where the road led him. Only when those little flowers' corpses lay dead in the dust did he see. See what he had done, what he had become. Now Kalian has been punished. He's dead, and Nalok deserves to suffer for eternity.
Czyli sam wspomniał o tym morderstwie tych dziewczynek. Bardzo uszkodziło to jego sumienie. Either way, we're here for a reason. We're looking for the lost pages.
Pages? Nalok doesn't know what you mean. Now please, go. Nalok is tired and needs to sleep.
All right. Let me rephrase my friend's words. You stop playing confused oracle and fucking tell us what we want to know now. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll let you live. Are we clear?
But Nalok just...
Are we clear?
Yes, sir. Nalok understands. Please forgive him. So, the pages. Yes, of course, the pages. Nalok remembers. Kalian tore them from Tannerson's book before the world could see them.
Then show us where these pages are.
Yes, of course. But tell me, what do you want with them? You won't be able to read them.
I don't care. You lead us to the place where you buried them. You'll do it now.
Nalok doesn't have a choice, does he? All right, he will do as you demand. The pages, he buried them together with his old skin. He can show you the pages. But tell him, my sir, if he shows you the pages, could you... Well, Nalok is hungry, Nalok is thirsty, and he has no more coin.
I think about it if you show us the pages.
Naylock understands. Good. Come, follow.
To jest właśnie głupie, bo na przykład teraz on się zapytał o to, czy dostanie jedzenia i coś do picia, bo jest głodny i spragniony. My powiedzieliśmy mu, zastanowię się, jak nam pokaże, gdzie są te strony.
There's a question.
What?
Your face. You seem
No i
familiar.
oczywiście nic mu nie damy, a
You have never met.
Tharael nie polubiał tego.
No.
Ale no później chyba to się wyrówna, jak zmienimy zdanie, nie? Nic mu nie damy, czy coś, no tak. No to, czyli my logiczne.
This is the way to the tar pit. Are you sure that's where we're supposed to be going? I warn you, if this is a trap.
It's not, my sir. Naylock is vermin, but he knows when he has to obey. You can trust him.
But fine.
Dobra, ile najkrótszy czar trwa? Tu 13, tu 6. Resist Magic tylko 4 minuty, no dobra. Nawet co on teraz będzie spacerował se, kuźwa.
Move along.
Bandyci? Nie. Lata.
Hold it right there, old man. Where do you think you're going? You're a little too old for digging.
He belongs to us. We're acting under the Father's orders.
Brother Wrath, ashes to blood, from blood to liberation. I didn't recognize you. Forgive me.
From ashes to blood, from blood to liberation. Let us through.
Of course. Father's blessings.
Father's blessings. Keep going, scum.
Yes, of course.
Pity. He was a good man.
Czyli tu nic ciekawego się nie dzieje chwilowo, ale to już chyba będzie tu. Ja wiem, szczerze wam powiem, że powinienem niektóre momenty przycinać, takie nudniejsze, ale zawsze coś przynajmniej powiem
This is where he buried
w
the
trakcie nudniejszych
The
momentów.
deserted tunnels.
Czas się nie marnuje tak bardzo.
There are a lot of lowlifes down here.
Bandyci.
Fucking scum! Look out! You will pay for that!
Ej, wytrzymali skubani. 325 doświadczenia, no to nieźle. Mag tutaj. Nie, to Highwayman. Znaczy to mag. Tam jest mag. Roczny mag. Oho, urabaja. Dobra. Dave? No miał jakiś kostur miał. O, mystical symbol. Tego się tu nie spodziewałem. Defense rozstawu. O, się nic da na maksa. Dobra.
There. Back there. That's where he buried his old skin. Please, my sir. You need to just take these last few steps alone. Naylock can't. He just can't.
Is this a trap?
What? No, no, of course not. It's just... Naylock can't. Don't you understand? To see him after all this time? No. Kill Naylock if you don't believe him, but he will stay.
Fine. You go on ahead.
Dobra.
Look for the skeleton. You need to dig.
Don't shout. Enemy! Waste of time.
You'll pay out.
Skeleton.
Dobra.
I'm not seeing anything. Let's look around.
Old skeleton. O.
Let me see. Yeah. Well, that looks promising. Then I guess we need to dig. Come help me.
No i kopiemy.
Here we go.
Prawie
This must be it.
kopaliśmy starą skrzynię. Otwórzmy.
What the blazes did he put in there? What's that smell?
Open the chest. A, otwieramy. On sam otworzy. On otwiera.
What the? Oh, shit.
And I thought by I bird Kellyan he was speaking metaphorically. Whose body is that?
Well, good question. You want to know what I think? This is probably some poor sod that crossed this lunatic's path at the wrong time. So we put him right into the crate with the pages. Bloody son of a whore.
Either way, I think we found the pages.
Right you are. Come on, you take them.
Dobra, bierzemy zagubione strony. Bundle of Lost Pages.
All right.
Kellyan's Last Smile. Ancient Mask. Dobra. Dobra, nic więcej tu nie ma. Coś ma? Silver Steelbow. Psychosis, level 5 aż. To tutaj można by coś ciekawego znaleźć. W sumie wymagający przeciwnicy są. Też będą lepsze przedmioty. Zobaczmy, tam pójdźmy dalej. Chyba też jacyś wrogowie będą, jak dobrze pamiętam. A tutaj już nie wymagający. Na czopsa. Dobra, nawet nie... O, poziom. Dobra, dajmy do życia, bo kurde. Many to nam styka na wszystkie czary już prawie. No dobra, mamy punkt wspomnień. Dodajemy się do punktu medytacji. Do czego dodamy? Chyba do tego pancerza, nie? Do zwiększenia pancerza. Dobra. No i git. A zobaczmy, jakie parametry ma nasz pancerz. 37 buciki, 79, 36, 44. No jest lepiej. 182.
Get up, scum.
My sir. You found what you were looking for, didn't you? He can tell by your eyes.
We found the pages and something else. Whose corpse is in that chest?
What? But he told you, didn't he? It's Kalian. Nalok buried him.
Are you seriously trying to tell us that that corpse over there is your old self?
Yes. He said it before, didn't he? Kalian couldn't continue to live in this shell after what he did, so he shed it and gave birth to Nalok. And Nalok buried him, together with the memories.
Alright, you convinced me. You've gone completely insane.
You don't believe him. You think Nalok is lying. But it's the truth, the simple truth. Two more than anyone else should understand.
Sure. Either way, we have what we wanted. And now it's time for you to pay for your crimes, Kalian. It's been long overdue.
Nie zabijamy go, kuźwa.
What? But you said that you'd spare him if he'd show you the pages.
We said that we would think about it. And guess what? I did. You're a murderer, Carlian, and you've killed more people than I can count. Men, women, and children. And you know what? This whole act about how remorseful you are,
Ten Tharael to taki
I'm not buying it. Yes, you drank your bloody brains into
pieprzony jest,
oblivion, but
zobaczycie.
ultimately,
Dlatego nie zabijamy, on chce go zabić, a go nie zabijamy. Blazes, you hurt him. He regrets what he did. His life is punishment enough.
it's not. But fine. As you wish. You heard it, scum. Today's your lucky day. You...
Letho,
What?
Nalok remembers. By the name of the sun, you were in the refuge orphanage, you and your friend, Letho.
What do you know about the refuge?
He,
On mówi o sierocińcu, w którym był Tharael.
back then, before the flesh maggot plague, when Nalok was still strong, the Kyranian woman who ran the orphanage gave him work. Don't you remember? He carried crates, he cleaned the floor, he cooked.
That was you? Uncle Nalak?
Yes, that's what you called him, Uncle Nalok. By the Guardians, it's been so long, but he remembers it all now. You and your friend, you were inseparable. Until...
You're right. I do remember.
No proszę, jednak się znają.
What?
You were there when they took us. Worse, you helped them. What did she pay you, that old cunt? Huh? Carrying crates? Selling children to the Rhalatą? All the same, isn't it?
No, what? Nalok doesn't understand. He only...
No kuźwa, zabił go. Okej. Nie, ten Tharael jest jebnięty. Czemu ja wcześniej tego nie dostrzegłem? What now?
Well, as I said, we're done here. Next we need to bring the pages to the first seer, which will, hopefully, encourage him to consider you as a mercenary for the expedition. But we'll see. Before we do that, though, we need to discuss a couple of things. We cannot afford a single mistake if we want this to work. Meet me in my hideout tomorrow morning, alright? It's a small abandoned warehouse in the main cabin, right before the path up to the city. There's an old poster of the theater right next to the door. That's how you recognize it. The dark corners of our minds.
Fair enough. Until then.
Until then.
Czyli mamy się spotkać kolejnego dnia z rana z nim. No to zbadajmy jeszcze lokację, czy tutaj coś będzie. Nie, tutaj spadniemy tam. Dobra, czyli tu nic więcej nie ma. Dobra, to teleportujmy się na bazarek. Okej. Na bazarku. To jest godzina 4:34, no to zanim kupcy się pojawią,
Yeah. It's not as
to
if
jeszcze
I...
chwilę trzeba. To odłóżmy. Ancient Mask. To niech sobie jest w ekwipunku, bo ja nie wiem do czego to jest. Jest jakiś moment. Będzie jakiś moment, w którym będzie można ją założyć i coś to da. To, ale coś.
Tell them that already.
Dobra, wiecie co? W tym odcinku to by było na tyle. Mówił do was Phoenix Dave. Trzymajcie się. Do usłyszenia i do zobaczenia. Na razie.